Hello everyone, let's solve MEXT exam Math A 2014 question 2. Okay, so he's telling you consider a semicircle with a diameter AB where the length is 4 and a point C on the circular arc. Answer the following question and fill in your response in the corresponding box on the answer sheet. So let's first understand the question. So he's telling you that you have a semicircle, okay? You have a semicircle. Yeah, will serve. So with point AB being the diameter, okay? And the length of AB is 4. So with this you know already the radius, right? Because if the diameter is 4, then the radius is 2. So basically this is what he's telling you, and then he's telling that you have a point C. Point C can be anywhere in this arc, okay? It can be anywhere. So question 1, he's asking you the maximum of the area of the triangle ABC. So he wants you to choose a way such as the triangle ABC has the maximum area, okay? So would you choose it here, here, and how would you choose it? So to know where should you choose it, you need to remember first, what are we trying to find? Well, the area, right? So the area is the base multiplied by the height h divided by 2. So 2 is not going to change. 2 is a number, okay? So you either change your base or your height. So what can we change? And if we can increase any of them, it will help us increase our area, right? If we increase the base, our area increases. If we increase h, our area will increase also. So what you need to notice for this question is that your base is always going to be fixed. Even if you put your C, the point C over here, even if C was over here, okay? Look, your area is AB. Your area, not your base. Your base is always going to be this length over here, which is 4, okay? Does this make any sense? So if the point C was over here, you would have it this triangle. And where is your base? This one. So you can't change your base. Now look, this triangle over here. This is your base. For this triangle over here, this is your base. AB is always going to be the value of your base. So the only thing you can change actually is the value of h. So the bigger h is, the bigger your area. So if C was over here, you would have this triangle over here. The base would be this, and the height would be just this one, right? But if you can choose the height being the radius, which is the maximum value of h that it could be, because bigger than 2, C would be outside of your circle, right? If it was bigger than 2. So the biggest value of h you can choose is going to be 2. So I hope this explanation makes sense for you. And this is why, so the base is 4, it is your radius, okay? So it is 4 multiplied by 2. Why am I choosing 2 for the value of h? Because I want the maximum value for the area of my triangle. The maximum value would take the maximum value of h. Why? Because I can't change my base. My base is always AB. I can only change the value of h. And the maximum value h can have is the same value of the radius. Bigger than that, he's outside of the circle. I think it makes sense. So base multiplied by h divided by 2. So the maximum area is equal to 4, okay? So this is our maximum area. Now let's go to question 2. Yes. So if the area of the triangle ABC, now here you need to notice he's talking about another triangle ABC, okay, not the same, is half of the maximum at point C. So the new area of the triangle ABC is half of the maximum area, and point C is nearer to point A than point B, then the angle CAB. So what is he telling you now? So what he is telling you is that point C now is over point C is now over here. Why is it not over here? Because he's telling you that point C is nearer to point A than it is to point B, okay? He is telling you this. C is nearer to point A than it is to point B. So this is your new triangle, okay? Now notice the value of h is not more the value of the radius. It's not 2 anymore. We will call it h, okay? But the base, remember, our base is never changing. It is 4. And the cool thing he told us about this new triangle is that his area is half of the maximum area. What does this mean? Well, the maximum area is 4, right? So half of 4 is 2. So our new area of this triangle, which is b multiplied by h divided by 2, is equal to 2. But our b is equal to 4, right? Our base is equal to 4. Multiplied by h divided by 2 is equal to what? To 2. Now I can find the value of h. The value of h is equal to 1. 2 goes multiplying and 4 dividing. So 4 divided by 4 is equal to 1. Okay? So why did I find the value of h? Well, because what my goal is to find the value of that angle, right? This angle over here. And if you recall, tangent of theta is equal to what? To the opposite h divided by it, the one that's adjacent, right? Adjacent. So I'm going to call this part over here a. So notice we already found h, right? H is equal to 1. So if we are able to find a, this value over here, we can find the tangent of theta with, and this is our goal, to find theta, right? So just because it was a mess, let me, the tangent of theta is equal to the opposite. In our triangle it was h divided by a, okay? So we found h. It was 1. So how can we find a? Well, for this you need to remember some well, that was a mess. You need to remember these relations, metric relations in a right triangle, okay? So why do you need to remember this? Well, if you don't know this already, you need to take a good geometry book and put in the part of rectangle triangles and do much exercise as you can, because these relations are really necessary, okay? And here you can prove them easily if you want to try. You have 3 triangles: this one, the red one, the green one, and the big one, which contains the green and the red one. You have 3 triangles. By doing similarity of triangles between these 3 triangles, you can find these relations, and they are easy for you to remember. Why? Because a squared is equal to its shadow, which is y, multiplied by the whole thing. It didn't make any sense? Okay, wait. So b squared, this one, it's multiplied, is equal to its shadow, x, multiplied by the whole thing. Do you see any similarity between both of them? You need to do much exercises about them as possible. Now, the one that we are going to use is this one. Why? Because we know the value of our h, and the one that we need to find is this x, right? Because in our exercise this angle is missing, and we have the value of c, so we can find the value of the y. What do I mean? So let's go over here. So this is our right triangle over here. This value is 1. This is a, right? But the whole thing is 4. So this part over here is 4 minus a, right? If the whole thing is 4 and this part is a, then this part over here is 4 minus a. So what was our rule is that h squared is equal to this part multiplied by this part, okay? I told you where to find that formula. If you didn't know it already, you need to look it up. Multiplied by a. Okay, so h squared is actually 1 is equal to 4a minus a squared. So a squared minus 4a plus 1 equals 0. So remember, why are we finding a? Because if we find a, we can find the tangent of theta. Okay, by solving this quadratic equation, you can find the value of a. So it was a squared minus 4a plus 1 equals 0. Solving this by the quadratic formula, you will find, I think, 2 plus or minus the square root of 3. Now, what one should you choose? The plus or minus for the value of a? Well, for this, you need to remember that the point C is nearer to point A. It is nearer, he's telling you in the question, point C is nearer to point A than point B. Why is he telling you this information? So that you can use it over here. Okay. So by knowing that it was a semicircle, right? So by knowing that the point C is closer to A than B, you know that this distance over here it can't be the bigger one, because if it was the bigger one, like look, 2 is already halfway in, right? 2 is the radius, so if it was 2, it would already be here. If you were 2 plus square root of 3 is number, so it would be over here. But 2 minus square root of 3, it will be a bit closer than the center, right? So it will be in the left of the center and nearer to point A. And this is why you need to choose 2 minus square root of 3. Very nice question. So now we go on to finishing our question, which, remember, the tangent of theta was equal to the opposite, which was h, the value of h is 1, divided by the value of a, 2 minus square root of 3. Now you can multiply by 2 plus square root of 3 up and 2 plus square root of 3, so that you can make it a cooler number. 2 square root of 3, well, 2 squared over here will be 4 minus 3 will be 1. So the tangent of our angle is this. Now this is the tangent of 65 degrees, okay? And this is our answer. But this is our answer. So, but if you didn't know this, well, you would have to test it. How is that? So the tangent of 45 plus 13 is equal to the tangent of 45 degrees plus the tangent of I can't write over there, 13 divided by 1 minus tangent of 45 multiplied by the tangent of 13. Okay, yeah, this is the formula of the tangent. So I don't know, like I think they wanted you to have the tangent of 75 memorized. Okay, I think they want to from you to know this.